Hello everyone, my name is Leslie. Welcome back to my channel. This is a series of frugal thoughts, and my frugal thought for you today is ways to save money during the holiday season. Today, someone just mentioned, is 2 weeks before Christmas Eve, and that's a lot for a lot of people to do in 14 days. So I wanted to give you some ways to hopefully alleviate some of the financial burden as well as the stress of this holiday season. The first thing first, what I wanted to say is that in order to save money during the holiday season, you have to either limit the number of people who you buy gifts for and or limit how much you spend on each of those gifts. So that just makes sense, I think. And so what I am hoping to do is give you some ideas. One of the things that I have a friend who is from a large family with lots of siblings. She's about my age, and she and her siblings all exchange gifts every year, and they have a party after Thanksgiving, and they pick the gifts for each other, and then they do it like 2 days before Christmas. They exchange the gifts again. And I had said to her one year, how about you just have the parties without exchanging the gifts for the adults? And she would buy so many gifts. She would buy gifts for her sister-in-laws and her her sisters and her brothers and the brothers, and I mean it was a lot of gifts. Like I said, she had lots of siblings to begin with, plus they all had kids. So I think at some point they did decide to limit it to just the children, and then they did it that I forget how they did it, but I think basically it was like each child was going to get one gift per family, I think. I forget. But the point is that they limited the gift giving. That's what is the important story of this. If they are your own children, then there are other ways of doing it. I'm very impressed by the number of people who I am told, and I've been told over the years, do what is called the 4-gift rule. And that is each child gets something that they want, something that they need, something to wear, and something to read. I think that is fabulous if you can do that. I will be honest with you, I did not do that with my own children. I had some pretty crummy holidays growing up, so I probably overcompensated with them, which is probably a whole nother video I could do about don't overcompensate at Christmas time for your bad Christmases, because that is certainly what I did. My kids had very heavy gifts for their Christmases. The other thing that I've heard people say is that every child is given in a family is given 3 gifts, which is the 3 gifts that the Magi gave to the newborn baby Jesus. That's another way to do it. It can be 3 amazing gifts, but it's just 3 gifts. So I kind of like that idea as well. I think that it's really important, if you're doing this for children, that you learn to manage their expectations as to what they're going to get. I definitely failed at this, as I just said. I think that a lot of times when a child says, oh, I want that Lego set, for instance, you can say, well, Santa, or whoever you want to say, well, you get 3 gifts every Christmas. What are the 3 gifts you want? Or you get 4 gifts at Christmas. What are the 4 gifts? So that is, if you manage a child's expectation early, I think that will work for you. I also have a family friend who his in-laws did not ever buy his children gifts at Christmas or any of the holidays or any of the birthdays or any of the big events in their lives. They would get a very small $5, $10 gift card to iTunes or something like that. But on the side, the parents were putting into a bank account for the child a set amount of money per, Christmas, whatever it was. I spoke to the grandparents who did this, and they said it makes our lives so much easier. I just give cash to my son, I write a check to my son with that child's name on it. He deposits it into their account, and for Christmas we just give them a $10 gift card, or a $5 gift card, or $10 gift cards to whatever their when they're little, they are just as happy with the $5 gift card as they, I'm sorry, with the $5 Barbie as they are with the $50 Barbie. So it's just, they just want Barbie. So that is something to consider doing if you are a grandparent for younger children. And then when that child and those children graduated from high school, the parents made them all quietly aware of what their grandparents had been doing for them over all those years. The one girl I do know went to Barcelona with the money that her grandparents had given her, as well as took her after college cross-country trip through Europe, based only on the money that her grandparents had given her, because it accumulates. If you do $300 times 18 years, that's going to be $5,400 right there, plus a little bit of interest and whatever. So that 300 is like 3 major events: birthday, Christmas, and I don't know, some other event, or maybe it's just 200. It's still 3,600. 200 times 18 is still 36. It still becomes a lot of money when you really want it, which is when you're an adult. And as my friend said, he or she never remembered any of those, would never have remembered any of the little gifts that my parents may have given them, but they really remembered those amazing trips. The other thing is that, this is back to not giving gifts for parents, for adults, is that I said, why don't you, instead of still have the parties that you want to have, and doesn't mean you can't get together, but make a name up, make it a no exchange gift party. Still pick the day after Thanksgiving like they always do, and still get together on December 22nd as they always do. Just don't make it about exchanging gifts for the adults. I also think that another way to do this is for anybody to give a gift of an experience. And when I say experience, I'm not talking about sending them on a trip. I had a friend who I was taking a knitting class with, and she told me that her daughter knew she wanted to learn how to knit. So this daughter did some research and looked up online and gave the mother a gift card redeemable for one knitting class at our local adult school. And so that was a great experience. And she said, I knew my mother wanted to learn how to knit, and I looked around, and this was a cheap way to do it. It was six or 8 classes, and if she wants to continue with it, next year I'll get her in the next level of classes. But I thought that was a great thing to do. The other day is, instead of spending money on gifts, this is maybe a little extreme, and I'm about to do a video about extreme Christmases, frugality. I think you can really do a Christmas that is really about being with your family and not about gifts. And in order to do that, you can spend the day together volunteering, going to a local hospital, or spending the day with an elderly neighbor and or friend and or relative. Everyone has an Uncle Frank who they really wish they had seen more often, or an Aunt Marie, or Uncle whoever. Maybe this year is the year that you all decide, hey, you know what, we're going to go to Uncle Frank's house, or we're going to spend a lot of time and effort to go get Uncle Frank, bring him to our home, and let him hang out with us. And I think that's a really great way to spend a Christmas, and that really takes the focus off of the gift parts of it. What did I say here? This is something I have done for my children as they've gotten older. I really don't give them gifts per se. What I have done is I've made a donation in their name. Last year I donated to St. Jude's Hospital for Children, which is the organization that Danny Thomas and now Marlo Thomas are in charge of. It is an amazing organization, and it helps children with very rare cancers and other physical problems, and the families of those kids do not pay at all in order to stay there. So that was a really great opportunity for my family to, I made a generous donation, and it relieved so much of my stress, because I realized that my children, several who are fully functioning and We have been so unbelievably fortunate and blessed that my children have been healthy, that to make them realize even as adults that giving to someone who needs help during the holiday season is itself a gift. So I love that experience. So these are just a few ways that if you are looking for some ways to save some money this Christmas. And then my last one is my spatula. Did I do this? I think I did. I am a big believer in, I'm a big believer in, now with minimalism and minimalism, which is has become such a, tied in with, being better stewards for our earth. I think that's a great opportunity for all of us to get back to what the season is really about, which is just being with family. And if you know someone who is a neighbor who is perhaps by themselves, maybe reaching out to them this holiday season is an opportunity for you to spend time with someone and that is an amazing gift. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I appreciate it. If you have ever done any of these things in order to save some money, please let me know, and like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.